Ahead.
All right. So I am a huge self-proclaimed Ron Clark Academy fan, and had the opportunity to go out to a school in Georgia about 2 years ago. And one of the things that is so impressive at that school is that every student and every staff member is in a house, and they based our house off the Harry Potter series. And students spin a big wheel and they get put into the house, and it becomes almost like a fraternity, sorority of students across the campus, and it creates this culture. So when I came back, I was kind of wrestling with my mind, how can I put 650 kids and 70 staff members into a house and create that culture across our campus? And so kind of play with it, threw it out to my principal and said, what do you think? Do you think this is something we could even explore? Because it would be a paradigm shift for everybody on the campus. So we kind of played with it a little bit more, threw it out to some of our teachers and shared the vision and asked them what they thought we could do. And so before we knew it, we had a committed group of about 10 teacher leaders on our campus who were willing to take on this house system for us. So what we do is, I didn't want to just say this is what we're doing. So we started with our whole school, and we threw out a survey and said we want to work on building teams within our school, help us come up with some team names. So they submitted team names, and then we kept narrowing it down when we send out Google surveys, and we got down to about 5, 6 names that we really liked. And then over the summer, the 10 committed leaders that said they'd be willing to help drive this house system, we got together and we really started narrowing down what is our vision, our focus, and what's the purpose of the houses. Because what I wanted above all was to increase a sense of excellence and a sense of pride within the school. So we decided that we would have 5 houses, and we would start initially with the staff members, and the staff members would earn house points by doing some of the managerial things that they had to do, doing community outreach, participating in professional development, using Twitter, participating in Twitter chats to help create an excitement across the campus, and then to bring an element of fun and magic into their classrooms. So we narrowed it down to 5 houses. We came up with songs, we came up with colors, symbols. We developed a whole new student crest, and that student crest became our new school logo, and it also became the new school shirts for the kids. And we introduced the houses to the kids, and we really introduced it as we might be 5 houses, but we're 5 houses and we equal 1 school. So we have the Philip Mathis house, which is the love of learning, El Mejor, which is the best, Forte, which represents strength, Sounds Pure represents being fearless, and our house that kind of unites all of us is our Ubuntu house, because we realize that I am because we are as a school. And so we have house challenges, and we have house celebrations, and house parties, and house assemblies. But what I love best is when I started recognizing teachers and celebrating teachers for doing what they had to do, it just became a shift across the campus. And one example in particular is we've always asked our teachers to call home at the beginning of the school year. Let parents know you're excited to have your child in that classroom and you're looking forward to being a great year. And it's not easy at the beginning of the year because there's so much that goes on and there's so much managerial things you have to get done. But that one call can truly make or break that school year for you. So what we did was we awarded a house point for it. You made your phone calls home, you turned in your call home log, you got a house point. And it just started spreading all across campus. And the parents said, well, can we get a house point if we call home and stuff? Well, of course. Every teacher's calling about 20 kids. You pick 20 kids you serve, and you can call home. Lunch ladies wanted to call home. So before you knew it, the year before, we had 5, 6 who actually made the phone calls home. To that year, we implemented a house where 46 staff members made phone calls home at the beginning of the year. And that was just kind of the beginning of it. It built a lot of camaraderie because our houses are vertical. We go from kindergarten all the way up through 5th grade with our special areas, ESC and Paras. And it just brought unity and collegiality, but also a spark of excitement all across the campus. And it just became a phenomenon that over the summer, it was what would it look like, to the, oh my gosh, I couldn't ever imagine Caldwell without having the 5 houses, bringing in the kids. And so this year, we brought the kids into the houses. So the kids are now part of the houses, and they can earn house points for attendance, kindness, AR, following the school-wide expectations, and for getting those red cards home, we call home for good. And it just creates a unity across campus that we haven't had before. And it makes you feel good when you come to school and you're part of something.